Hello, Cancerians, and welcome to your July 2020 forecast reading. Welcome, welcome. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Intuitive Rene, and I am based in Durban, South Africa, and I like to bring you inspiration, I like to bring you guidance, and I like to be your friend on this journey of life. So this is now my third month that I'm doing these forecast readings, so if you haven't found me before, welcome. I do these monthly forecast readings, I do tarot scripts on a Monday, and I do pick a card on a Friday. So there's lots of content to keep going and lots of guidance and assistance, all for you and all for free. All I ask is a thumbs up and a comment in the box below. All right, so what else do I need to tell you? Cards, decks that I'm using today. So we're going to start off with, we're doing a little bit of a combination between Oracle and Tarot, as I do each month, and I do shake things up. I get bored with repetition, so I like to do things a little bit differently. So every month when I prepare these readings, we just do them intuitively, okay? Oh, the other thing I have to say is happy birthday, Cancerian. If you've already had your birthday, happy birthday, and if it's still coming up in the month of July, happy birthday. I hope you have an awesome, awesome, awesome birthday month. I like to say that, birthday month. So we're going to start off taking a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and this is going to give us our theme for the month. This is going to give us our overall, what can you expect during July? What is the theme for your birthday month for all Cancerians? Then we're going to look at tarot, and the tarot that I'm going to be using this month is the Smith-White Centennial edition of the RWS deck. It is just such an awesome deck. Love it. And then we're going to finish off with getting some animal spirit energy. So we're going to finish off drawing a card from what is it called? Let me show you. So I don't have the box, I just have the cards here. The Animal Kingdom Oracle card. So we get an animal spirit to guide us through the month. Okay, so let's start, shall we? So get yourself settled, get yourself a cuppa of something, a cup of tea, cup of coffee, some liquid refreshment, whatever it may be, and get settled, get comfortable, and let's see what July 2020 is going to have in store for all Cancerians. Also, just with regards to Cancerians specifically, this is for everybody who's got a Cancerian sun, Cancerian moon, or a Cancerian rising. However you connect with Cancerian energy, let this be the appropriate message for you. So, as I'm shuffling, we're asking that the cards that we draw today be exactly the cards that you need to give you the guidance, the inspiration, and the hope for the month of July 2020 for all Cancerians and for anybody who's watching right now. So if you're watching for somebody else that you know who is a Cancerian, let there be something in this message that's relevant to you as well. Okay, so we're asking Spirit to give us whatever we need to guide you and help you on your journey of life. I think I have shuffled enough. Taking that one over there. So, Cancerians, your overall energy for the month of July 2020 is to always be in the here and the now. And I mean, these cards are just awesome. So you can see we have got the past, we have got the future over here, and she's stuck in the middle. So Spirit is sort of saying to us that it doesn't matter what happens in the month of July, it doesn't matter what happens for the month ahead. Try and remain in the here and now. Don't get stuck in the past and don't get trapped in the future, okay? And it's difficult to do that because we're always planning for our future. We're always trying to make sure that we are achieving everything that we need to achieve. So being in the here and the now is actually quite challenging and quite difficult. So I will refer to this card throughout the entire reading today, but just throughout the month, maybe you can make this as your motto. Maybe you can write this in your diary or put it on your computer monitor or something. Here and now, here and now. That is what you need to be focusing on for the entire month of July. To be in the here and now and trust and know that the future and the past will sort themselves out if you stay comfortably in the here and the now. And I mean, she's sitting quite comfortably on the egg. She's not worried about anything. All right. That's interesting. So I'm going to leave this card standing here in front of me where I can see it. So I will reference it and bring it up for you all the time. Okay. And we're now going to go on to our tarot. So as I said to you, this is the Centennial Tarot that I'm using, which is, I just love the feel of these cards. The card stock and everything is just absolutely amazing. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw tarot cards I've broken the months up into 3. Okay, so we're looking at the 1st to the 10th, we're looking at the 11th to the 20th, and the 21st to the 31st, because July does have 31 days. So we're going to draw cards for each 10-day section. So we're breaking the month up into 3, and we're looking at what's going to be significant during those 10 days. What do you need to know? What's going to be relevant? What's going to be significant for you during those 10 days? So Tarot, we're asking that you give us whatever we need, whatever it is that we need per 10-day cycle. What is it that we need to be aware of? What do we need to focus on? And what do we need to know? Okay. So we're going to draw for the first 10 days. So I'm taking 2 cards. We're going to take that one over there and that one over there. I'm going to put these down. We're going to draw as we go through. So for the first 10 days of July 2020, for all Cancerians out there, the Emperor is telling you to be in control. The Emperor is telling you that you know exactly who, what, when, and how, okay? It's all about masculine energy. It's all about strong energy, but it's also about making sure that we don't allow our emotions to get too in the way, okay? So the Emperor energy is all about strong control, dominance, and it's saying to you that for those first 10 days, you need to be that person. You need to be the Emperor. You need to be, you know, all strong and masculine, without allowing our emotions to impact too much. The second card attached to that is the 4 of Wands, and the 4 of Wands is all about celebration. It can be known as the marriage card, but we're not saying that you're getting married, but it's about commitment. It's about celebrating and acknowledging a commitment that you have with another. And I say another and I stop there. I don't add another person, because commitment is not always and only with people. Commitment could be with a company, with a project, with an experience, with a person. It could be with anything. So Cancerians, for the first 10 days in July, from the 1st to the 10th of July 2020, your focus is to be in the here and the now, okay, we mustn't forget that, but it's also to make sure that whatever it is that you need to commit to, whatever it is that needs to be celebrated and acknowledged, that you do so with conviction, okay, that you be strong, that you be courageous, that you be brave, that you know exactly what's going on. Don't fret the small stuff, I almost want to say, okay, just be aware that there's a bigger plan at foot here, and you need to be in control of it. You need to know what's going on, but you need to celebrate the victory, celebrate the successes, celebrate the connection and the joy with other people, and know that you are in control, know that you are significant, and know that you are awesome. Okay, so that's the first 10 days of July, and I think that's awesome. Right, so I'm going to leave these here in front of me where I can see them, and I'm now going to pick the deck up again, and we're going to shuffle, because now we're looking for the next 10 days. So we're looking for the 11th to the 20th of July for Cancerians. What do you need to know? What do you need to be aware of? What's going to be taking place? What is the energy that you're going to be looking and dealing with? So I'm going to take 2 cards again. Right, let me put these down. So the first one we have is the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles is the card of patience. It's the card of hard work, and it's the card of having the patience to wait for your fruit to develop and for your fruit to appear. You know, so he planted this seed, this tree, this bush, whatever you want to call it, and he's nurtured it, he's taken care of it, he's loved it, he's done whatever. He's now at that point where he's ready to reap his harvest, and he's been patient enough to wait for that to come. And it's here, okay? So remember, we had the Emperor in our first 10 days, which is telling you about being strong and being in control and knowing what you're working or what you're building towards. And here we have it again, okay? So this card is saying to you that you need to be mindful that it's time to reap the rewards. But what do we have? Ha. No wonder I said but. We have the devil. So the devil is, I like to call him the temptation card, okay? Because the devil is the card of temptation. It's the card of dangling a carrot in front of you saying, actually, no, you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait for your fruit. Rather just go to the tea room and buy, okay? That's what the devil's trying to tempt you to do. He's trying to lure you away from where you need to be. And I'm again bringing Emperor energy into it, because Emperor is telling you, don't allow your emotions to get involved. Try and remember that you always need to be staying in the here and the now. The devil is going to tempt you about past, tempt you about future, and try and take your focus away from the present. And the present is where you need to be. So this is like being in the here and now, looking at the fruit that is bearing for you now. That is where you need to be. That is what is relevant. That is what is significant. And that is the only thing that matters. And remembering, we also had in our first 10 days, this celebration, this union, this coming together, the celebrating of joy and happiness and success. Don't let the devil. So in the second 10 days of the month, you are going to be tempted to move off course. There may be these temptations that are going to try and take you away from your current focus. Don't let it. Stay in the here. Oopsie, missed the screen completely. Stay in the here and the now. Don't allow Mr. Devil to throw you off track. Okay, I'm going to leave these in front. This is getting quite exciting. So now we're going to draw another 2 cards. And this is for the 1st to the 31st of July. For all Cancerians out there, what can you expect? What is the energy that you're going to be dealing with in that last 10-day cycle of the month? Okay. So let's take that one. And let's take that one. So it's very interesting, okay? The first one we have is the 5 of Cups. And if we look at this card, he's got spilt cups over here. You can see there's red liquid and there's greeny blue liquid that have spilt out of the cups. He's feeling sad. He's feeling like, oh my gosh, there's nothing left, okay? I have ruined, I'm empty, the cups are empty, I've got no wine left, whatever his concern may be. What he's not seeing are these 2 cups behind him. All right. So this is the card of sadness and disappointment, but it's also the card of saying you've got a bit of tunnel vision. You may be disappointed, but you're not seeing everything that's around you. If he could just turn around and see those other 2 cups behind him, he would not be feeling so despondent. And so I'm wondering if this is not the work of our temptation. I wonder if this is not the work of our person who has done everything he can to get us to lose focus on what is important, to lose focus on our crop that we need to harvest. Okay, so I'm wondering if this isn't why we may be feeling a little bit of disappointment in that last 10-day cycle. And the other thing that I'm wanting to also say to you is that our last 10-day cycle is outside of Cancer period. Okay, so we're then into the Leo cycle. So it's not your birthday month anymore. So that could also be why you're feeling disappointed. And connected to that is the 3 of Pentacles. And the 3 of Pentacles is being recognized and receiving the recognition for all the work that you're doing. This is the card of people. So you are this person here, and you've got these people who have come to admire your handiwork. All right. So it's the card of being recognized for all the work that you've put into it. So Cancerians, July 2020 certainly looks interesting. Our theme for the whole month is staying in the here and the now. The theme for the whole month is not letting the past or not letting the future interfere with your present. It's being here now. Our very first card we drew was our Emperor, and he is a no-nonsense kind of fella. He is about control. He's about discipline. He's about knowing exactly who, what, when, and how, but he does not bring emotions into it. So he is an incredibly strong character, but he doesn't allow emotions to sway his decisions or his actions or his plans, strategies. So we have him. Connected to him in the first 10 days, we did have this 4 of Wands, which is all about celebration, all about joy, all about union and compatibility and working together and marriage and commitment and all of those kind of words. Then in our second week, we had Mr. Temptation come along, and Mr. Temptation is going to try and throw you off track and make you not see, I pulled these 2 the wrong way, I just noticed that now, not see the abundance that is available to you. So you've got to look out for this abundance. You've got to make sure that you stay focused on this abundance. You've got to make sure that you harvest the crop that you've worked so hard for. And if you do that, you are going to get recognized. You are going to get seen and recognized for who and what you are. Do not allow disappointment to take over. Do not allow this energy of feeling disappointed to overwhelm you so that you're not able and not seen for who and what you are. Okay. So first 10 days of the month is going to be quite awesome. First 10 days of July, I don't see any problems. Middle 10 days, okay, so from the 11th to the 20th, there could be one or two little challenges that are going to come up for you, but if you stay focused in the here and now, you will recover and you will be absolutely okay. And the second 10 days of the month, you've got to make sure that you don't allow the emotional disappointment or the emotion around disappointment, let me rather say, don't allow that to take hold. Know that you have done incredibly well. You have achieved so much, and it is being seen, it is being noticed, and you are being admired for it. Okay, so everything that happens in the month of July, just every time you have panic, every time there's a little bit of concern, every time there's a little bit of worry, just stop and remind yourself, here and now, here and now. Be in the here and be in the now only. Don't worry about the past and don't worry about the future. Okay, look at that. Isn't it awesome? All right. So now that you have a little bit of insight as to what you can expect during the month, let's see what animal spirit is going to be working with you and what message the animal spirit has for you. So we're going to shuffle, and we're asking for all Cancerians during the month. Oops. You know me, I'm a terrible shuffler. I always throw cards on the table, so just picking them up. So we're asking for a spirit animal to show itself. We're asking for a spirit animal to connect with us. We're asking for a spirit animal to give us a message to help us through the month of July 2020. How do we remain in the here and now? How do we remain focused? How do we remain optimistic and not get overwhelmed by all the distractions and illusions that may come our way? I have shuffled sufficiently. Take one right there. So we have the shell, and is private issues. I don't know if you can, there we go. So you know what? We do tend to hold on to our stuff, don't we? And as we develop more, we just get a bigger spiral, and our spiral just keeps going, and it keeps compartmentalizing, and we keep just accumulating more. So this is the animal energy that is connected. Look at all those dragonflies, by the way, coming out of the ammonite shell. Absolutely gorgeous, and it's telling you that the objective and the message is to clear out private issues. So you know what, it is your birthday month, and that means that we are completing a year cycle and we're going into another year cycle, and I think it is very good advice. Let's clear out any personal issues before we start the new cycle. And I do think as well that that is why we had our emperor right in the beginning, because he is about clearing out personal issues. He doesn't allow personal issues to get in the way. He's like, you know what, chuck that out with the dishwater and let's focus on the important stuff. And that's exactly what your ammonite is telling you. So your ammonite energy is saying to you to clear out your personal issues and to stay. Look at that. Sorry, as I put these two up, I see they're both shells. We've got the eggshell, okay, well, the egg, which has got the shell, and here we have the ammonite shell as well. So how interesting is that? And you know what? Look at these. Both of these shells are fragile. They can break quite easily. They house and hold on to something which is truly precious, okay? They have the tough exterior, but they are both actually quite fragile. So with you this month, recognize that that is who you are. As a Cancerian, you are fragile, you are tender, but we need to keep our emotions at bay. We need to keep our emotions out of it so that we can achieve everything that we need to, that we can have the recognition that we so deserve. All right. So friends, Cancerians, July is certainly going to be an interesting month. Remember, here and now, here and now, here and now. That is the only thing that is really important for you. So thank you for watching. Thank you for allowing me to help you and guide you and hold your hand on this journey. If you did enjoy this video, please can I have a thumbs up, and I would love to hear from you down below. And if you watched last month's one and you've got some feedback for me, you can go and comment on that one as well. All right, and otherwise, remember, every Monday we do tarot scopes, and every Friday we do pick a card, all here on my YouTube channel, or you'll find it in my blog or on my social media. I put it all everywhere. So until I meet you again for either of those, or next month for your forecast for whatever the next month is, you guys take care. With love from my heart to yours.